This video discusses some of the benefits and pitfalls of Obamacare as it relates to the business owner. Many small business owners believe that because they have less than 50 employees, they don't have to do anything about the Affordable Care Act. This notion is widely held and is sincerely believed by many small business owners, and it would be nice if this were true, but unfortunately, it's not. You may have heard or read this and many other myths about Obamacare on the internet and elsewhere. With all this misinformation around, our goal is to present the truth about healthcare reform and how it impacts businesses large and small. First, let's look at how Obamacare defines what is and is not considered a small business. According to the new law, you are a small business if you have the equivalent of fewer than 50 full-time employees. Employees are considered full-time if they work 30 hours per week or more. A combination of 2 or more part-time employees who work a combined total of 30 hours per week count together as the equivalent of a full-time employee. Here's an example. Suppose you have 45 full-time staff. These are employees who work more than 30 hours per week. Let us further suppose that you have 12 part-time staff. Let's say they work an average of 20 hours each. Again, these part-timers will add a total of 240 hours per week, which divided by 30 gives you 8. So, in the eyes of Obamacare, you count as having both 45 full-time employees and your 12 part-time staff count as 8 full-time staff for the purposes of defining your status as a small business. As you can see, the business in our example would be considered to have the equivalent of 53 employees, even though only 45 of them are actually full-time. This theoretical business, then, would not qualify as a small business for purposes of Obamacare. If, after doing that calculation, you still have 50 employees or less, you are considered a small business. The good news is that you are not required to offer your employees health coverage, and at the moment there are no penalties involved if you don't. You are required to notify your employees about the exchange. They will have the option of purchasing coverage through the exchange. If you don't know what the exchange is, you should click the link on the right and watch the video called The Exchange to learn more. Your employees can secure coverage in the exchange as individuals and may qualify for federal subsidies. Their subsidies, if any, will be based on their annual household income. The most important requirement for small employers is this notification. You must communicate to your employees using a Department of Labor informational notification letter. This letter informs your employees about the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. Employees must sign that they have been given and read this letter. Then the employer must keep these signed letters on file. Penalties for failing to issue this notification could be as high as $100 per day for each employee not given this notice, with a maximum fine of $500,000. This letter informs your employees about the exchange, about tax credit subsidies, and lets them know that if their employer offers medical insurance, the employee is not qualified for a tax credit subsidy in the exchange, regardless of their income. If an employee turns down coverage from their employer and then goes online and receives a subsidy, the employer can be penalized $3,000 per employee who does so. But if the employer can show a signed, dated notification letter, only the employee will be penalized, not the employer. At Cornerstone Financial, we have invested the time in training our representatives to be the real experts in Obamacare and how it impacts businesses, large or small. Based on the criteria presented here, you should calculate for yourself whether your company will be considered a small business for purposes of healthcare reform. There are 3 links in the column below to the right. We invite you to click through to the sites that apply to you and view the videos hosted there. As Obamacare is rolled out across the country, new rules and guidelines and procedures are constantly being published and revised. That means you can't afford to get this wrong. That's why Cornerstone Financial Group has set up WAPlanFinderHelp.com. We are officially licensed by the Washington State Insurance Board, and our exchange-certified professionals are all specially trained on the details of Obamacare. Just click the green button at the right to set an appointment to talk to one of our certified professionals. It's free, and your information is always secure. Thanks for watching this video, and we look forward to helping your business.